Okay, this morning, let's talk about one under bearings. The bearing on the right is a standard bearing. The bearing on the left is a one under bearing. One under bearing is generally a little bit thicker than a standard bearing. Of course, we're talking here in 10,000ths of an inch. It should be 1,000th of an inch thicker if you use the whole bearing, hence the name one under. But if you use a half a shell, then that's a half a thousandth or 5/10,000ths. Based on my measurements last night, I am looking for a half a 10,000ths would be beautiful. So let me measure these bearings. All right, here we have the bearing that was in it, which is a standard bearing, and it measures 938. Here we have the bearing that I'm going to put in it, which is 941.5. Now, if you look at the decimal places, we're really splitting hairs here, but splitting hairs is what the stack up of tolerances will get you. So let me install this one on a block and see if the numbers change any. Okay, got it in, got it torqued. Our point of deflection is about 16. Yep. So before we had 21 and 17 on the other half. So we go to 16. So basically we've gained 5/10,000ths thicker. So 5/10,000ths thicker now makes us 21 instead of 26. And when you're building a high performance Buick V6, I like that number a little bit better. Would it live at 26? Probably, but if I can get them closer to 2, generally it's 18 and 22 is the range. And you can see I'm right here, I'm in it. There I'm in it, just a little skosh tight. And there I'm in it. So I'll do the same thing to number 2 and tighten that up a little bit. But that's how you use one under bearings. They come in mains, they come in rods, they don't come in cam bearings. They also make a HX bearing, which sometimes you use on these Chinese cranks, which are fat. As I said, they make HX bearings. 1398 HX is the HX rod bearing. And here's the HX main bearing. I don't have any complete sets of main bearings, HX main bearings. Usually we just slide them in there, 1 or 2 shells as needed. But there you go. It's 925. The original bearing was, I want to say 938. And the one that went in there, well, I want to say was 941.5. So this one's 925. So this one is significantly thinner. So if my clearance was my clearance was too tight, like 1,000, whatever clearances you desire to have in your motor, this is a solution. Another reason these are helpful, usually not on a stock cast crank would you ever need a HX, but on a Chinese crank, sometimes these journals are a little fat. So in lieu of turning it down 10 under, as long as the journal is straight and there's no taper on it, HX bearings will help you deal with a fat journal. So standard, one under, which is thicker than standard, and HX, which is thinner than standard. Now I will caution you, HX bearings are expensive. They're not made by all bearing manufacturers, as this one is made by King. These are made by Clevite, Molly, whatever you want to call them. And they are a necessary evil sometimes in a high performance engine.